Boss always angry when I use my full 30-minute break. Every single time when I go on a 30-minute lunch break, my boss gets mad and starts throwing comments how everyone else just eats and gets back to work. Or he will make up an emergency. There are customers waiting and nobody is there, when I know for a fact my coworker is dealing with customers. But I have to get up and check. And he will also try and guilt trip me into getting back to work, like slaps his knees. Well, we better get back to work. You keep on sitting. The delivery came, but we will handle it for you. So sick of that lazy smartass fucker. I wanna punch him in the throat. It's a power trip. I had a manager like that in my college days at Best Buy. He would come in the break room and say I was needed back on the floor 5 minutes I got back with my food. I always said yes 1 second. He would leave and I'd finish my break. He hated me. It was epic. I get that constantly. If you can, just leave. They can't complain when they can't find you. Go sit in your car during lunch. Pretend you are sleeping. Put on sunglasses and headphones. Good luck. This reminds me of a boss that once told us that breaks aren't mandatory. He was dumb too. Who cares? Laugh in his face. In the UK, if your legal break is interrupted, you're entitled to restart your break. They hate that their employees are offered breaks at all. If they had their way, they'd cut their wages and make them work straight through. Well, we better get back to work. You keep on sitting. The delivery came, but we will handle it for you. And yet you're standing here, bumping your gums, interrupting my sitting, while there's a delivery happening. STFU and get back to work. Fight fire with fire. That's so kind of you to unload the truck. Please let me know when you get it done. Since customers are already waiting, they won't mind if I finish my break. I used to work in factory. A line supervisor came up to me on my unpaid lunch and started telling me about a machine that went down. I told him I'd check it out after lunch break. He responded with, "What? Did you work at a bakery before this?" Quote, "'Cause bread takes time to bake." And I responded with, "Yeah. And it was great 'cause they never bothered me on my unpaid lunch break." He never approached me again. Assuming lunch is 30 minutes mandatory by law. Keep a dated notebook. Documentation. With your lunch start time and interrupted lunchtime. April 10. Started at 9 o'clock lunch start. 12:15 lunch interrupted. 12:35 reason. Boss said customers are waiting. That will be a lot of back pay. Bring up your state's Department of Labor phone number, email. Every time he complains, call the phone number in front of him, or start writing an email. My boss tried to ask that I eat at work to be ready on my break as well. I set that straight in my first week there by always eating outside down the street. Take your lunch outside of your work. Physically leave the location. Go for a walk. Eat in your car. Don't take your unpaid 30-minute lunch anywhere near work. Boss used to do that when I worked as a barista. Started wearing headphones on my breaks. On day he came and told me I shouldn't take my 45. It's 45 in my country. Because others couldn't. I told him it was not my fault they didn't take it. I was not his slave and the law is the law. Never gave a fuck about him and ended up quitting like 6 months later. Why does he have time to harass you on your break if there's stuff to be done? Staffing properly, so employees can take their breaks, is a manager's responsibility. I might be able to Google up some pointers. If you're struggling to manage effectively, just trying to help, he won't make a snarky comment about breaks again. You might get fired though. Grin. Because I sit at a desk doing design work and don't smoke. So no smoke breaks. I sort of work through my 15-minute morning and afternoon breaks and add them on to my half-hour lunch, which gives me a full hour, which I use to leave. I go for a walk in the immediate area, or I drive the 5 minutes to the nearby marina and walk around there. Then pick up a coffee. And when I return to work, I sit in the parking lot listening to some music or just enjoying the fresh air. The last thing I do is be around where anyone can see me not working, even though that is what the time is for. Slap's knee sounds like someone in management needs to build a schedule that accounts for the allotted 30-minute breaks. Maybe their time could be better spent doing their job rather than bothering employees who are on breaks. If you're in the US and working at least a 6-hour shift, this is likely illegal. You can check your state laws regarding this though. https www.dol.gov/agencies/whd/state/meal-breaks. If you find your employer is breaking the law for your state, I suggest hitting up your Department of Labor to see if you can do anything about it. Or, if you don't think it'll get you fired, or you can handle being fired, just take your full 30 minutes before acknowledging his requests. But if he's making your life difficult over it, I'd hit up the DOL and see what your options are. Look for something else. And 2 weeks aren't mandatory. I would suggest a shit boss gets about 2 minutes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.